All right, I think I got one more review in me tonight. This is the Lakewood Temptress Imperial Milk Stout, a beer brewed in Texas and by Lakewood Brewing. So this is a company that's relatively on the new side. Sorry, I'm looking at some notes. And their stout is apparently one of the most popular in Texas. A lot of people sort of feeling like this stout right here, this is one of Texas's best craft stouts. I guess it's one of the top selling. And it's a very small brewery, I guess, grown in the last 10, 15 years. The details on the stout. So it's a 9.1% alcohol. So I've been getting into some that are even 12, 13%. So this is not jaw-dropping, but it's definitely in Imperial territory. It's 56 IBU, so then there's some other stuff I actually don't even know what it means. I don't think I know the OG is original gravity, 1.091, but I don't know what that means, honestly. I'm still learning all this stuff. That probably relates to how thick it is. I'm not sure. It's been warming up for a little bit of time, not in my fridge up till the last second like I usually leave them, but that's because I wanted to kind of get more of the flavor out without having to wait for it to warm up quite so long. The packaging, definitely appealing, and I feel like it's the kind of bottle and the kind of beer that made me want to turn off the lights, and I've got a bunch of small tea light candles behind me. This is my chilling in my bedroom, very relaxing spot for me, and I feel like this is going to be a luxurious, sweet-type dessert stout beer to finish off my night. And just a couple other things. What else does it say on the bottle? Temptress is seduction in a glass. This Imperial milk stout pours with a thick milk chocolate head. Opens up with a sweet caramel aromas and a warm complexity that grows deeper with every sip. We love it and the fans agree. Temptress is the #1 craft stout brewed in Texas. Pairs well with robust blue cheese, dark chocolate, and sin. Well, I actually have a little bit of dark chocolate right next to me that I like to try with some of these stouts, and so I'll do that. But for now, I guess it's time to crack this baby open and just see what it tastes like. There's that Lakewood bottle cap. Hopefully it doesn't just blow up all everywhere like that Jester King did earlier today. Smells very beery, very stouty. Okay, so it looks kind of thin on the pour. Nice head there, that real pretty. Smells like beer. Smells like Tootsie Roll, sort of a Tootsie Roll beer. It doesn't smell... It's interesting, because I think it smells pretty good, but it's also not the smell I'm looking for in a beer. Not what I'm typically grabbing for. I go for the pale ales, the IPAs a lot of the time is my #1, and some farmhouse and sour. So like the drier, the crisper, the bitter, those are typically in the less malty, right? Although I do like yeasty, bready. But the stouts, as you might know if you've watched any of these other videos at this point, I don't naturally like stouts or porters, and I'm working on it because it's important to me to develop my palate, I guess, and learn more about this kind of stuff. I don't know why, I'm just a nerd. I'm interested. So, yeah, I think like a beer, a Tootsie Pop beer, a Tootsie Roll in beer form is kind of the smell and the vibe I get from this. I'll give it a taste. Wow. That is a rare case for me of the taste delivering more than the aroma was promising. I mean, I know that definitely has happened in the past to me, and I know that happens. Some beers don't smell quite as good as they taste, but this tastes better than it smells, I think. Substantially better and more complex than it smells. Now, it does lead off with what I would say is kind of a Tootsie Roll flavor. but that only lasts for like a moment or two. It kind of comes like a pillow, like a chocolate pillow in on your tongue, and then very rapidly heads into more bitter territory, kind of like a milky, cocoa-y bitterness. It feels great, like the mouth feels great. When you sip it, one sip just, it's quite a little experience. Yeah, it feels real decadent. And when I was pouring it, I said it looked kind of thin. Well, it doesn't feel thin when you drink it. It feels quite rich and thick and creamy. And it doesn't taste as much, well, to me, like the beer smell that I still get off of it. I don't know why that is. It doesn't taste the same beer smell that I was getting. That's interesting. So yeah, I would say this is good. I can see what the hype is about. Is one of the Texas's best stouts. I think it's enjoyable. Man, this is the kind of stout I got into this to find. That doesn't mean that for me this is like the easiest thing I've ever drinking. I'm gonna be sipping it slowly. Like I said, I'm trying to acquire a taste. But then again, I mean, very few people just knock a stout back. We're all sipping them and enjoying them. And they tend to be very complex and rich if they're good, and this one would fit that description. I think I'll probably go outside where it's a little chilly today. It's nighttime, actually. It's gotten a little chilly now. Go out, see how it smells or tastes different when I go outside. I think it's a beer that's worth putting in that time to see if there's any difference. So I actually might go do that right now and come back and report what I find. So when I take the camera outside, it gets really, really dark, so I think it'd be better if I just go out and come back. I'm going to go see what this is like in the cold air outside. Yeah, you know, I just got back from a little moment outside with this beer, and surprisingly, I actually think I prefer it indoors, in my cozy, soft bedroom with my candles, you know, warm candles all around me. It's that type of beer that really fits being inside a warm, cozy nighttime after dinner dessert. When I went outside, I got maybe a little bit more of like a barrel of dark chocolate smell than I was getting before, but also I don't know why this is, but this is the second stout or porter that when I took it outside, I started to smell something I could only compare to olives, like a black olive smell, and I really, unfortunately, I don't really like that smell. I don't like that taste. I don't like olives at all. Sorry, I just don't. And I'm kind of slightly annoyed that I keep smelling this olive smell in some of these stouts and porters when I go outside to smell them, because I don't want that. It's not a taste I want to find. And then once I notice it the first time, even if I come back inside, I kind of keep noticing it. Hey, well, I'm glad I tried anyway. I'm learning. But then I've had some stouts that I take them outside and they just smell even more insanely good and taste even better than ever when it's cold or when it's, you know, outside, outdoors. So I don't quite know what it is yet, but this beer, the Lakewood Temptress Imperial Milk Stout, I can definitely see what the hype's about. Tastes a lot better than my first impressions of the smell and the pour, and makes a great dessert. Very cozy beer, strong enough to where I already feel it. After a few sips, I can feel it a little bit. So yeah, go check one out. I know they do a bunch of variations on it as well, because it's kind of their flagship beer, and I think they've got some interesting variations, and I hear that those are all maybe even better than the original, so pick them up if you see them. Now, don't forget to subscribe if you're into this kind of talk about beers, and I've got more coming up, ton more beers in my fridge, and I would love to know any thoughts on what you're enjoying or not enjoying about these videos, so shoot me a note in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe and like. It helps me out a ton. I'm not just talking about getting big on YouTube. That's probably never going to happen. I'm just looking for feedback about what people enjoy and don't, so I know what to do more of, okay? Have a good night. I'm going to enjoy the rest of this stout.